It is time for the co-main event of the evening. A professional 135-pound bout. Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner. Please make welcome Georgi Mollov. And now, fighting out of the blue court shooting range, blue corner, please make welcome Joe Guerrero. Co-main event of the evening is presented by Country Financial. Since 1925, Country Financial has been helping those in our local community plan for retirement while protecting what they've worked for. Time to meet the co-main event professional 135-pound fighters. First, fighting out of the Dynamic Mortgage Concepts red corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds, holding a professional record of 1 win and 1 loss. From Grinder Submission Fighting in Thornton, Colorado, please make welcome Georgi Mollov. And now, fighting out of the blue core shooting range blue corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds, holding a professional record of 0 wins and 1 loss, from Genesis Training Center in Arvada, Colorado, please make welcome Guerrero. This professional 135-pound bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Referee Eric Hines.
All right, man, this is a professional fight. Expect a clean, fair fight. Elbows are legal from anywhere to the head. Knees on your feet only. Let's show these crowd what we got. Touch it up and let's get it on.
Co-main event, pro 135-pound male MMA fighters, Joe Guerrero. Wearing the red trunks. I think on your screen they look a little orange. Facing off against Georgi Mollov. Mr. Mollov wearing the black trunks. He represents Grinder Submission Fighting. And Mr. Guerrero wearing the badge of Genesis Training Center. We talked about it earlier, 135-pound division, how fast these guys are, how technical they are, how well conditioned they are. Well, in the pro ranks, just kind of double up on everything, and that's what we get treated to. Stinging leg kick by Guerrero. Mollov tries to answer with the head kick. Mollov in his pre-fight video showing off great kicks and flexibility, so let's see if he's able to implement those while in the cage. Lots of patience being shown by these guys. Wow, Mollov gets that kick up there fast. However, reaction time of Guerrero up to the task. Able to evade. Mollov very active with his footwork, never letting himself be planted or a stationary target. Hear the corner of Guerrero. Former UFC fighter Luke Caudillo saying, cut him off, cut him off. And Mollov got that head kick to make a little contact, closes in for the follow-up. Mollov maybe gonna go for a ride, yep. Onto his back is the Grinders fighter. So we'll see now what Guerrero is able to offer up from the top position. Mollov working between holding on to his opponents, try to control the posture, and trying to get some strikes in there as well. And as I mentioned earlier, you can use the point of the elbow for striking. Which in the elimination division you could not. You have to strike with the forearm, so a little bit formidable weapon here. Yeah, Mollov open guard. Let's see if he tries to work it high or go for a sweep, try to effect an escape here, but Guerrero doing a good job keeping him pinned up against the cage. That shuts down a lot of options. Guerrero setting up his strikes nicely, not just flurrying with intent but not a plan. He's working to get things going here. You can see him putting hand on biceps, try to hold his opponent down, then switch into the strikes, then go into the elbows. Mollov trying to get on a hip here, has one butterfly hook in. That would be where they start to try to work a sweep. And able to pass guard is Guerrero. Working some bumping shoulder strikes now is Guerrero. Mollov very calm on the bottom, but this is a bad position for him. There's about 1:10 seconds left. Good knee skips in there for Guerrero. Now a hard series of elbows by the Genesis fighter. And again, really working those elbows, but Mollov wrapping up the arm. Trying to use it for a sweep. Guerrero able to extricate himself from what was a fairly bad position. And then another couple of stabby knees go in for Guerrero. And those knee strikes going solidly into the rib cage of Mollov. Mollov trying to get to work with some elbows off the bottom. Just a momentary slowing of the pace here. 10 seconds left. Looks like we're going to get treated to a second round. Big elbows come down for Guerrero to end the round.
SCL 64 is brought to you by Pure Entree. Our goal is to be the best pre-prep meal company in Colorado. Pure Entree.
Guerrero having no use for the stool between rounds. Showing off his conditioning there. And here we look at Mollov trying to go for the escape. Of course, it'd be great if he gets a submission from there, but primarily he's trying to roll over Guerrero. That shoulder crank on there, but Guerrero wise to it, and the Genesis Training Center's seen pretty much everything anybody's going to be able to throw at him. And speaking of conditioning, Mollov comes up off of his stool just bouncing with energy. Referee Eric Hines waiting for the cage door to be locked, and punchy kicky time. So both these guys know what the other has to offer now. Guerrero, of course, crushing leg kick by Guerrero. Mollov tried to get the turn, holds the whizzer, comes up in a good position, does Mollov. Knee comes in for Guerrero. And both these guys working for takedowns. Nice leg work inside by both fighters, both offensively and defensively. And Mollov able to get the takedown, but Guerrero rode him into back control. Mollov gonna try to turn in. Guerrero stays with him, even without the hooks in. What a great ride by Guerrero. Mollov once again goes for the shoulder throw. Trying to arch through and come out on top is Mollov, and able to do so. Great work by the Grinders fighter, but Guerrero gets the turn. My goodness, what fun back and forth action. And this is where we ended round number one. Guerrero having side control, was starting to get off with a series of knee strikes. Mollov scored well with some elbows from the bottom in round number one, but not enough to cause any cuts or anything. Corner of Guerrero calling for some elbows. Problem with that is I've got headphones on. If I can hear it, so can Mollov. Knee on belly for Guerrero just makes your opponent's day a little bit worse, a little more miserable. And Mollov working to try to wrap the legs around the head. Guerrero wise to it. And Guerrero listens to his corner, switches back and forth between knees and elbows. Good job by the Genesis fighter listening to his corner. And Guerrero a couple times knee on belly, hasn't really gone for full mount, even though it looked like he possibly could have had the transition had he wanted it. So Guerrero seemingly content to work from side control. And Mollov, just beautiful technique and sheer willfulness, able to get himself back up. And there's that capoeira style back kick that we saw in the warm-up video by Mollov. And Guerrero doing a really nice job of reaching through and picking the far side ankle. Mollov, of course, would have to use that to plant on the ground and get back to his feet. And if Guerrero takes that out from underneath him, it's like knocking out the leg from under a table. And right in the corner of Guerrero, we've talked about how he can listen well to instructions. Well, he's right there where he can hear everything his corner people have to tell him. Now transitioning to full mount is Guerrero. Well, let's call it three-quarter mount. Now full mount. And Mollov was waiting for it, tried to bridge and roll. It was the right thing to do. Guerrero just felt it, unseated his position just enough, and able to keep himself from being turned. Mollov has a solid hold on the right hand of Guerrero. Left hand of Guerrero going to work with some ground and pound, and Guerrero giving up mount. He likes that side control, and why not? He's had great success with it throughout the fight. We've got about 45 seconds left here, round number 2. Now showing a little more active guard is Mollov. Guerrero just grinding out this fight. Absolutely brutal pressure. Not letting his opponent have a moment's air. Now Mollov gets in the armbar position. Guerrero gonna just pressure down, try to stack on him. Mollov, of course, wants to straighten his legs, push his hips forward. See if Guerrero steps over. Nope, Guerrero able to just pull his arm free. 2-1-0 into the round. Coming back with the third.
Sparta Combat League thanks Quantum CBDH2O for sponsoring SCL 64.
And here we're checking out the replay from Blue Course Shooting Center and looking at the takedown work of Mollov. Just beautiful work there, and then goes to the bridge to turn in. And able to get that turn, but Guerrero just brings him right back over. And again, both these guys ready to go, looking like they just came out for round number 1. And here we go for the third co-main event of the evening, Sparta Combat League 64 Awakening. And Mollov, for having been on his back about a round and a half and kind of getting beat up, looks like he's none the worse for wear, but almost immediately Guerrero able to put it back down, and he's in side control again. There's half guard being shown there by Mollov, but see if Guerrero's able to get that leg free. Guerrero showing this is definitely his favorite position because he gave up full mount to come into side control in round number 2. Shoulder bumps were shown by Guerrero in the first round from here. Foregoing that tactic right now and getting off some good solid shots to the rib cage of Mollov. Mollov looks over to his corner for some advice. And the corner of Guerrero says, pressure, pressure, make him work. Guerrero, he in his corner, and Mollov in his corner as well, have to probably know that Guerrero's solidly ahead, and Mollov probably have to get a finish in order to go home with a victory. And Just going to have to see more out of the Grinders fighter as far as trying to affect escapes or submission attempts here. Of course, easier said than done. And Guerrero just beautiful with his top pressure all afternoon. Not allowing Mollov a chance to escape, not allowing much in the way of submission attempts, not allowing lots of time to breathe or relax. Absolutely smothering, grinding game being shown by Guerrero. And that's what hours and hours and hours on the mats gain you, is that ability to control your opponent. Now going for full mount is Guerrero, and again, Mollov doing the right thing. Trying to wait till he has to unseat himself just a little bit in order to come across, but Mollov showing off some flexibility here, but Guerrero keeps the legs from coming through and fires off with a good series of strikes, switches to the elbow, and those are coming through hard. Referee Eric Hines telling the bottom fighter he needs to defend himself. Guerrero just having his way with it here in the third round. Mollov continues to try to effect an escape, but all for naught so far. Just the top position in the control of Guerrero's. Something that's pretty special. Mollov momentarily throws up a leg, trying to run the hips now, but Guerrero with an answer for everything that Mollov does as far as escape attempts. And great job by Guerrero of coming back into side control again so that he didn't get unmounted or unseated from the mount. A little bit over a minute left to go here in our co-main event. Corner of Guerrero saying they want knees and elbows. Mollov fishing for a leg here. Guerrero going to be able to pull it out. Referee Eric Hines showing some good footwork of his own, and Guerrero dives for a leg, but this gives Mollov a chance to work from the top. Guerrero, however, circles beautifully and grabs the far leg. Back to standing we go. Rolled through did Guerrero as opposed to getting planted on his head. Able to come up inside of the guard of Mollov. Mollov knows it's short time now, so he's going to work with the strikes off the bottom, but Guerrero able to protect himself well here. And finally, Guerrero takes a second to get a couple of deep breaths. Referee Eric Hines calls the fighters to standing, 10 seconds left. See if anybody puts together a final flurry here. Oh, judges are going to earn their money. Take just a second to tally those scorecards, and then we'll bump it up to Sean, who will give us the official word.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored about 30-27, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Joe Guerrero. Sean in the cage with Joe. Talk to me about that fight a little bit, man. It looked like maybe content with scoring points. Didn't look like a finish was going to happen. Maybe towards the end of that 3rd round.
You know, this is my 2nd pro fight. I'm not totally used to throwing those elbows. So I was working for the finish, but I started my career off 0-1. I was looking for the win, most important.
Certainly, man. What was the biggest key to victory in this one for you?
Biggest key to victory for me was going back to my wrestling. I'm a youth wrestling coach, and I got a lot of youth kids that inspire me to get back to my roots. I told myself that I was going to win this fight on the ground.
Another fight coming soon?
Maybe. I'm thinking somewhere around March, maybe June. I want some time off for a little bit.
We'll look forward to that, man. Some people you want to thank, I'm sure.
Yeah. I want to thank my coaches, Jake Ramos and Luke Cadillo over at Genesis Training Center. My team captain, Justin Gaethje. I couldn't have a better team, man. Genesis Training Center, world-class athletes, world-class coaches. I gotta thank God, my Lord and Savior, and I gotta thank my family who always comes out and supports me. And the Sparta Combat League crowd. I love you guys.
Congratulations getting that first pro victory. Give it up once again for Joe Guerrero. Back with the main event in a moment.